All right. Hello, hello. Happy Friday.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We are back with another video about our beloved tapping.
Yep.
Today is going to be a fun one because so often we tap on uncomfortable emotions or emotions that are kind of hard to acknowledge. And today we decided it would be really fun to show you how to tap on setting an intention. And this is not the same as a positive affirmation, although that can be used as well, just as long as you believe what you're saying deep down. That's the most important thing.
hmm
So for this, Nicole's actually going to talk more about this, but we are going to go through what it would be like to set an intention for the day. And oftentimes this is done in the morning to be able to start your day off well. So it could be done alongside meditation. It could be done on its own, but it allows you to kind of ground yourself before getting started with the day and allow your subconscious to focus on something.
Yes.
So
Yes,
why
I
don't you
have
go ahead?
evidence from several clients who really find their day just feels more successful when they set their intention for the day.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's one thing to focus on something, whether it's a word or a feeling. It takes it to a whole nother level when you're tapping on it because you're tapping that into your subconscious. And as we all know now, the subconscious runs the show. Subconscious, unconscious, it runs the show. So we think that our brain, like our thinking brain is telling us what to do when in reality our reactions and our feelings and emotions are often coming from the underlying subconscious. So if you set what you want your focus or your intention of the day to be, and you tap that in using the meridian points of the body, then you're more likely to be able to stay with that intention throughout the day.
Yes. And when you notice that the intention is happening, then that also can call for a round of tapping on just feeling proud that you're following through with your intention. And it really could be anything. Even if it's, you have a difficult phone call that you have to make, you can set your intention to make that phone call in the day. And then you make the phone call, you feel proud of doing it, you tap on feeling proud. Like it's just this whole big circle of just feeling successful by setting your intention.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we
Yeah.
wake up, a lot of times we wake up and there's already a feeling of dread of something. I have to do this thing. So you can turn that dread into setting an intention to take the dread away.
Yeah, I love this. I love this use of tapping, and I think it's important. I think oftentimes people are uncomfortable focusing on the negative, and as we've already explained, a lot of times we focus on the negative in order to make that safe to the body and the subconscious. Whereas this, it's not going overshooting to
hmm
say like something that's not believable to the subconscious. It is setting an intention that you can focus on that day, but you
hmm
just need a little help being able to narrow that focus to that.
Yes. Yes. Agreed. So
Okay,
that's what we're
so
going to do today.
are you ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you okay? So go ahead.
All right. So, Jenny, when you either go to bed at night, when do you reflect on your day? Are you someone who, as you're falling asleep, do you reflect on your day that you have your mental checklist? Oh, I didn't get this done, or I did this, that you can then take into the next day when you wake up to turn it into setting your intention for the day.
Ooh, such a good question, and I think you just asking that question makes me see that I don't reflect on my days enough. And I think that's something that's very important. At night, I'm normally too tired.
hmm
So I do like a little bit of a gratitude thing while I'm falling asleep and cover everybody in white light before we go into dreamland. But I would say if I'm doing it, it's the next day
Yep.
because I'm kind of taking assessment. So the mornings, most likely.
Yep.
I'm taking assessment of what needs to be done and trying to just ground myself before the day starts
hmm
and it's chaos.
Yes.
I mean,
So,
lovely chaos, but running from one thing to to another and, you
mhm.
know, all of
And
that.
do you find that this is happening while you're waking up and laying in bed? Is this where you know, when you get out of bed and you have some moments before everyone else gets up? Are you reflecting on what kind of day you'd like to have ahead?
Yeah. I think normally I'm taking stock of what needs to be done as I'm up and out of bed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so if you set your intention for the day, what kind of day would you like to have to feel successful?
I've used this word a lot so far, and every time I use it, I feel this little something inside my body. So I'm going to say focused. I'd like to
Focus.
have a focused day. I think when I become unfocused and I just feel scattered and kind of all over the place, and I get things done, but it doesn't feel as productive as if I was focused when I was doing these things because it's like even though I'm completing them, my mind is here and my mind is there and what do I have to do next and I'm not doing this fast enough and all of those thoughts happen. Whereas if I
Hmm.
when I'm really focused in the zone, I'm working on that one thing, I'm finishing that one thing and then moving on to the next thing.
Hmm.
So it feels better.
Yep. And I find that when you set your intention on something like that, then when you do find yourself getting scattered, you know, sometimes it's easier to bring yourself back to, oh,
Right.
right, I set my intention to not be so scattered. So then you
Yes.
could just, and that's another time to just reset your intention. You know, even though I'm noticing that I'm feeling scattered, I'm bringing myself back to my intention.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny that this is coming up today because that is kind of how I feel. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel scattered right now. So
Mhm.
I would like to set my intention to feel more focused at this moment.
Well,
That would be
perfect
great.
timing.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to do a round of tapping on setting your intention for the day to have a focused day ahead. And
Great.
we'll see if any blocks come up from that we could tap on, or we're just tapping on setting the intention, and that's all that's going to happen.
Okay. And before we start, I think it would be a good thing to give people a question they can ask themselves to be able to set their intention.
Hmm.
So out of all the questions you just asked me, or out of like when you're doing this for yourself, because Nicole's much better at setting intentions for herself than I am, with tapping. But what are you asking yourself?
I usually just say, what kind of day would I like to have?
Okay.
Or, you know, did something happen yesterday that I wish that I had done differently that I could bring into my day today, or it really is just what kind of day would I like to have.
Okay. Good.
So, all right, we're going to do a round of tapping on just setting Jenny's intention to have a focused day. Is anything coming up in your body while we're talking about this?
No, I just feel, you know, that I'm just kind of feeling that fuzzy, like not, yeah,
Mhm.
scattered is really the best word. I know I keep saying that too, but just kind of mentally not all there.
Okay. Well, so that's going to be a good gauge. So your brain is feeling fuzzy and scattered. So we're going to do this round of tapping on setting a focus, and we'll see if that will shift the scattered and fuzzy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's all good data. Like
Yeah.
instead of setting the intensity of 0 to 10, it's we have two words to focus on, fuzzy and scattered. So
Hmm.
we know
Which
what our
it
brains.
does cause a little bit of unrest in here, but it's
Mhm.
not highly noticeable.
Well, so we could do one of two things. We could first we could just tap on clearing fuzzy and scattered just to name it and clear it and then set the intention, or we could just start right through with the intention and see if the fuzzy and scattered clear because of doing that.
Normally, I would say if we were in session, normally I would say I want to clear the symptom of that first.
Yep.
But I actually want to do an experiment and I want to start by setting the intention and seeing if that clears it.
Great. Love that.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so go ahead and take a breath.
Okay.
Side of your hand, start tapping under your pinky and repeat after me. Even though I'm setting my intention for the day,
Even though I'm setting my intention for the day
to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Switch hands, even though I'm setting my intention for the day
Even though I'm setting my intention for the day,
to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Switch back one more time, even though I'm setting my intention for the day
Even though I'm setting my intention for the day,
to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Go ahead and take another breath. Eyebrows right where the hair starts. Setting my intention for the day.
Setting my intention for the day,
Side of your eyes to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
Under your eyes, setting my intention for the day.
Setting my intention for the day,
Under your nose to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
Under your mouth, setting my intention for the day.
Setting my intention for the day,
Collarbones to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
Under your arm, setting my intention for the day.
Setting my intention for the day,
Top of your head to feel focused throughout the day.
to feel focused throughout the day.
And that is my intention for the day.
And that is my intention for the day.
And take a breath.
Okay, so feedback, it
Mhm.
definitely it definitely helped alleviate the feelings I was having before,
Mhm.
which is why I closed my eyes like as we got into it because it was allowing me to focus only on the words,
Mhm.
not on your beautiful face or my computer or anything like that. Like it just was allowing me to go in and focus on what was being said, and
Mhm.
just doing that even brought it further um into focus.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and so feedback on my end, looking at you, definitely seems like there has been a shift of some sort. Like whether it's brighter or just
more grounded.
the way your eyes opened, or that
Hmm.
you can tell that there's definitely been a shift of some sort.
Oh, you can see it in my
Yes.
complexion or something. Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's so powerful, even one round of that. So I wonder if doing that multiple rounds, do you normally do multiple rounds on the same intention? Or do you
Honestly,
try to
it's
do
always been it's just been
one
one.
time?
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's really just lying in bed, just before your feet even touch the floor.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
before your day starts, which as soon
Yes.
as your feet touch the floor, your day starts.
I totally agree with that. Okay. So that worked. It was lovely. Thank you for
Yay.
leading us through that. And I definitely feel more focused and more alert and just more present and
Hmm.
grounded. So thank you. Something we should also mention is this is a very good companion to meditation too.
Hmm.
So if you're a meditator and you have a tough, or if you'd like to be, but it's never really worked for you, and because I get that a lot when I would work with clients and I'd say, just breathe for 5 minutes, just sit and keep bringing, because they'd say my mind is all over the place and I can't focus, and then it makes me more anxious. And yes, I would agree with that, especially if you are an anxious person or you feel as though you're an anxious person, sitting with that anxiety seems to heighten it. So something I will say is you could use tapping to allow you to be able to meditate.
Hmm.
I'm not saying your mind is not going to wander. That's just a natural part of meditation, but that anxiety sitting still tends to breed will be less, and you'll
Hmm.
be able to just keep bringing your attention back to your breath.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's go through a round of what I would do if I wanted, and this is what I've done in the past, where it's like I really do actually want to meditate, but then there's this other part of me that's resisting it because I know sitting down is going to be so tough at first.
Hmm.
um this is what I would do. I would utilize whatever I'm feeling. So and then I would tap first until I got those feelings down. So maybe it would take 1 or 2 rounds.
Hmm.
And then I would sit and I would breathe for 5 to 10 minutes after that.
Yes.
So,
Yep. And also, I have found that Um, I have used tapping just for breathing. Like I have used tapping and just breathed, in and out for each point. Like so 3 times for the hand and then each point, a breath in and out because I have a hard time meditating because it's like, what am I supposed to be sitting and doing? And so with the tapping piece of it, it does allow me to just stay more grounded in my breath rather than sitting and doing nothing. Like I like having the doing something piece.
okay, so why don't we do this? We'll first tap on the resistance to meditation for anybody
Hmm.
who'd like to use that alongside their meditation practice. And then we will wrap up with just breathing and tapping. So we have 3 different types of setting your intention for the morning.
Great.
How does that work?
Perfect.
Okay. So you're just going to tap with me on this, if that's
Yep,
okay, because this has
absolutely.
been an actual situation for me when it comes to meditating. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap on wanting to meditate, but not being able, or but feeling this resistance to it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, because that really does feel true for me. So
Oh,
let's go.
it feels true for me too. Oops, sorry. I didn't realize it's true, as my mother-in-law would say. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, take a breath and release. Side of hand, even though I really want to meditate,
even though I really want to meditate,
but I feel this resistance to it.
but I feel this resistance to it.
It's so hard for me to sit down
It's so hard for me to sit down
and be still.
and be still.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Switch hands, even though I really want to meditate,
Even though I really want to meditate,
but it's so hard for me to sit still and be quiet.
but it's so hard for me to sit still and be quiet.
I feel this resistance to it,
I feel this resistance to it,
and I accept myself and how I feel.
and I accept myself and how I feel.
Switch back, even though I really want to meditate,
Even though I really want to meditate,
but I feel this resistance to it.
but I feel this resistance to it.
It's so hard for me to sit still and be quiet,
It's so hard for me to sit still and be quiet,
and I accept myself and how I feel.
and I accept myself and how I feel.
And stay there and take a breath and release. Eyebrows. I really want to meditate right now.
I really want to meditate right now,
Side of eyes, but I feel this resistance to meditation.
but I feel this resistance to meditation.
Under your eyes, it's hard for me to sit still and be quiet.
It's hard for me to sit still and be quiet.
Under your nose, I really want to meditate,
I really want to meditate,
but I feel this resistance.
but I feel this resistance.
Under your mouth, it's so hard for me to sit still. My mind won't quiet.
It's so hard for me to sit still and my mind won't quiet.
Collarbone, I really want to meditate,
I really want to meditate,
but I feel this resistance.
but I feel this resistance.
Under your arm, it's so hard for me to sit still,
It's so hard for me to sit still
and my mind won't quiet.
and my mind won't quiet.
Top of head, I really want to meditate,
I really want to meditate,
but I feel this resistance,
but I feel this resistance
and I'm ready to bring healing to this.
and I'm ready to bring healing to this.
Take a breath and release.
That was good.
Now let's meditate. No, I'm just kidding. Are you ready?
Yeah, I
Uh,
really like that. I felt open. My body and mind felt open to it. And um like a little excitement to it.
oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, sitting with ourselves can be uncomfortable and scary even sometimes, where it's like, oh, if I sit still and be quiet, what's going to catch up with me? Because that's when things come flooding in. How often do we actually sit still and we don't have external input in some way,
right.
right? We just sit with ourselves and breathe. I think
Mhm.
that's why the initial intensity of that can cause resistance in us to
Mhm.
even wanting to do that.
Well, and honestly, when you go to doctor's offices now, like the doctors, they ask you, do you meditate? Do you do yoga? Do you do mindfulness? Like people start to get triggered by these words,
Right.
because you're supposed to do it a certain type of way. If you're meditating, you have to give yourself 30 minutes to sit there and quiet
Oh,
and
no, no,
mind and
no.
grounded. And it stresses people out, these
Yes.
expectations, these like secret expectations to it.
Right.
But really, you can
There's
set
no
your
secret.
expectation. 5 minutes of meditating is better than no minutes.
And it really does actually make a difference because that's what I started with. I used to lay on my closet floor, set my alarm for 5 minutes, and every time my mind would wander, I would just bring it back to my breath. And at first, it was very conscious. Like I had to keep doing it. And I'm like, this is so hard, and 5 minutes is so long, and I don't want to be doing this. And now, once I can get myself to sit down, the biggest hurdle for me is just sitting down and sitting still and being quiet. After that, it's actually really pleasant and I love it. But you
Right.
do have to make it through this initial, at least I have to make it through this initial resistance. But once you've been doing it, you understand like my mind's going to wander and I just notice and bring it back. And my mind's going to wander and I just notice and bring it back. So it actually feels really good. And then you start to crave it. That's where I get to, whereas I'm like, oh, it's been 30 minutes already, or it's been 40 minutes already, and you add some music to it, and it's really
Mhm.
enjoyable. So, yeah, I do feel like it's made people have made this into this sacred thing that needs to be so special and specific.
Yes.
But it's not. It's
Yes.
not. It's just simple and it's accessible to everybody. And so if you utilize tapping alongside of that, I think if this is something that you wanted to do or to
Mhm.
introduce into your day, you just do a simple tapping round and then you do 5 minutes and start there. And before you know it, you will be much more comfortable doing it.
Yes, it's building habits. We have
Hmm.
we have no problem building unhealthy habits. We can build an unhealthy habit, no problem. No problem.
I know, it's
But
so true.
building the healthy ones
Yeah.
takes so much extra work because for some reason we're just that resistance to it. And
Hmm.
just being honest with ourselves and tapping on the resistance and why I like all the things that we just said in that tapping round. I don't want to quiet my mind. It's hard to sit still, all of those things.
Hmm.
Just being able to acknowledge it and name it and clear it to be able to do the thing, it really
Right.
it makes such a big difference.
Okay, so let's do the third round where we do the tapping and breathing.
Hmm.
So this is going to be very silent. And this could be, again, another way of setting intention. You could pick a word where you focus on with in your head while you're breathing. You could just focus on your breath.
Hmm.
Um, and it could be another nice grounding way to start your day and set your intention.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Would you like to lead us through this?
Sure. So we're just going to take a breath in and out on each tapping point. So for the hands, we're just going to do same, instead of saying the even those, we're just going to breathe in and out for each tapping point. So I'll just say breathe in and breathe out. And that's going to be the outside, that's the verbal mantra, but you could say whatever you want in your head.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
So go ahead and take a breath. And now switch hands and take a breath here and switch back one more time. We're going to take a breath here. And now we'll go to your eyebrows, right where the hair starts. Take a breath here. Side of your eyes. Take a breath here. Under your eyes. Take a breath here. Under your nose. Take a breath here. Under your mouth. Take a breath here. Collarbones. Take a breath here. Under your arm. Take a breath here. Top of your head, take a breath here. And we can end with a mantra, and I'm ready to bring healing to this. Oh, my head is all spinning.
Uh-huh. I feel kind of lightheaded and I don't know, I just feel so calm.
Hmm.
I feel like your coloring has changed.
Yeah, I really do feel for myself. I feel my head is less cloudy. I feel buzzing.
Hmm.
My body feels buzzing. Like I just feel like to do that first thing in the morning and have this feeling for the day is exciting.
It reminds me of breath work. Have you ever done breath work?
I have not done breath work, but
Um, it reminds me of breath work, specific kinds where you get that like buzzing, lightheaded, kind of tingly feeling in your
Mhm.
body, in your head. And actually it came into my mind when we were doing that. And I'm like, gosh, I wonder what it would be like to combine these two things. But that's for another day. We'll
Yes.
experiment with that and get back to you.
Well, and just, think about it. What was that? Not even 2 minutes? If that, if it got to
Hmm.
2 minutes,
Hmm.
I never time tapping. It depends on how many words you use, I think. That's how you
Yes.
gauge
Yeah, I
how
would agree.
a tapping round will take is how many words you use. So we breathed, there are nine tapping points, 9, 10, 11, 11 points, like 11 breaths we tapped on.
Right.
And the feeling that we got from doing that one round.
Hmm.
To give ourselves that 2 minutes, 2 minutes to start our day, to have a successful feeling day, to set our intention for a whole 2 minutes, that
Right.
we tell ourselves we can't give ourselves that.
I think also something that's important is to recognize that giving ourselves that time in the morning and feeling that way before the day starts gives us a grounding point to come back to when we start to fly around, like when our
Yes.
attention starts to go over here and over there and we start to feel scattered. We can, now that we know what that feels like right off the bat, it gives you a point to come back to be able
Yes.
to feel that way again.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And what winds up happening for some people is they get so stuck in, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. What should I say? And turns out, just breathe.
right, just breathe.
Just breathe. You don't even
Hmm.
have to say anything. Just do what we just did. Just breathe through the points and get to the end of it and think about how that made you feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So if there are any topics you'd like us to cover, you could either post in under this video or you could send us an email.
Yep.
And we are willing to go anywhere. So if there's anything specific or personal, but you don't want your name named or anything like that, we could
Mhm.
do a tapping video specifically for you because I guarantee whatever it is that you're feeling or going through, there are other humans on earth going through the same thing or feeling the same way.
Yes.
So yes, please send us topics and ideas. And if not, we will keep bringing wonderful videos like this every
Yes.
Friday and hopefully you join us again.
Yes. Yay.
Thank you. See you next week.
See you next time.